Picks, run your game when you want. So yesterday night, Jason and I did a Ultimate Cavs show. You can find that on our YouTube page if you want. And we were talking about the 8-0 start, the pursuit for 9-0, potentially 10-0 and longer. And it made me ask Jason a question. What is the most regular season games the Cavs had ever won in a single season? And he brought up the 2009 season where the Cavs won 66 regular season games. They lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they started that season 6-2. So this is an extremely premature conversation, but I wanted to have it today. G, you were around. Bull, you were around. Dustin, you were around for that season. Can the Cavs win 67 games this year if they continue playing at the level they currently
if they
are to start the
care,
year?
if they care to, and if they stay healthy, it's certainly possible to do that. This day and age with the load management, it's difficult for teams to actually push to win 60, 70 games because why? Does it matter? Like if you lock up your seed in the playoffs, some of those things don't matter. But I don't know. I also think late in the season, when you're going for a record like that or something, it sort of makes you focus on that as opposed to actually what the goal is, which is winning a championship. It's hard. 66 games is insane, by the way. That's insane.
That game, that year, man, what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
You had LeBron coming in. Some people will argue, what is LeBron's prime? Some people will say it's his first year with the Heat. Athletically, this is when LeBron had his peak. I mean, LeBron was doing stuff. He was taking the ball from people. He was dunking almost from the foul line. He was just doing ridiculous stuff. He created the chase downs. And then the cool thing about that team was they didn't really have nobody. I mean, I think that year they had Jamario Moon and Drew Gooden.
So that team was like Sasha Pavlovich,
Mo Williams,
Delonte
West.
There's not that many teams that have won more than 66 games.
No.
Very few.
This is unrealistic. We're getting carried away here, Mike. It's a bad job out of you.
It's a fine job.
It's a bad job because you're getting carried away. I love the Cavs. Are the Cavs going to be an all-time great team?
The 2008-2009 Cavs lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. They weren't an all-time great team.
Yeah, but they had LeBron James, the best player in the history of the sport.
And dude, they didn't have anybody else. Their other top three guys weren't even close to our top three.
But it doesn't matter. LeBron James is the greatest player to ever play the sport.
That year, well, listen, they ran into the Magic.
I went to 2 games in that series.
And teams just don't win. Outside of the Warriors, who had an absurd collection of talent.
That was an absurd team.
Teams don't play that way anymore. They don't play to win every regular season game.
That year.
There's no way they're winning that many games.
I remember being at a wedding.
Hito Turkoglu.
Screw
that guy.
Rashard Lewis.
Who's the guy? Michael Pierce? Or what's his name?
Michael Petrie.
Michael Petrie. Oh, God, that guy.
I hated him.
Skip to my Lou was eating us up.
D. Howard.
It was tough, man. Like they was playing a style where they was shooting. Back then, people weren't shooting threes like that. But they was barraging us. They put 4 shooters around Dwight
Jameer
Howard.
Nelson.
It was rough. I was sick to my stomach. But I will say this. That year, during the regular season, the Cavs were, they was on some different stuff. Remember all them celebrations they used to do? The games would be over. They'd be clowning people. Like
was this where they were playing the flip the bottle?
Yeah, flip the bottle on the sideline.
Yeah. No. That was.
Is that a different year?
That was the later iteration of the Cavs.
Or when you was rolling up, they was doing a bowling
point is they were having too much fun.
Let me tell you something. You guys know I'm completely old school when it comes to basketball. I love 80s basketball, 90s basketball way more than I like this. I think everything back in the day.
Once arch rivals like the video game punching guys.
Yes, I want fights. I want dirty play. I don't really like the NBA now, the way it's all 3-pointers and there's no post play or very little. I find it boring. But LeBron James just is in a category by himself. Honestly, anybody still arguing that Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James is downright embarrassing themselves. And this is coming from, again, somebody who's old school, likes older things better when it comes to basketball. When LeBron first came in the league, I thought it was laughable that Cavs fans were saying before I moved here that he was better than MJ. There's no comparison. It's embarrassing. The only argument that people have is more championships. Yeah. Well, LeBron's been to more championship series. Michael Jordan played with Scottie Pippen, one of the, I understand LeBron played some of his career with Dwayne Wade. But Scottie Pippen's a top 30 player in the history of basketball?
Top 50.
right?
Top
Top
50.
50 for sure.
I mean,
top 50.
He was on the All-50 team, right?
Dennis Rodman is a top 50 player. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, stop it. So that's the end of the comment. But this Cavs team, listen, I love the start they're off to. To start thinking they're going to be one of these all-time great teams, and I hope you're right.
Mikey,
we got to step on the brakes
let's have
a little
conversation
bit.
when they're 25-2.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, real quick. So
at 8-0 to think they're going to win 67 games, 68 games with only like 5 teams in the history of the league have done it, and they don't play that way anymore. Mike, you know that.
I didn't say they were going to. I asked, can they?
Why are you
think
yelling at Mikey?
I didn't make the case.
because it's funny.
Okay.
I agree with you. But listen, Bull, if you want to get mad
Yeah.
at somebody, we put this in the chat.
Yeah,
Over 300 votes, 66% say it's going to happen.
of course,
And the
fans are
chat's
going to
never
say
wrong.
that.
The chat's never wrong.
Our fans thought the Browns were going to the playoffs when Jameis played one good game. I mean, come on, let's not get crazy.
Here's the thing.
I don't
teams
think it's gonna
don't
happen.
play
For the
that
record,
way
like,
anymore.
And to Dustin's point, load management, you have to have incredible
Guys are going to
health.
get hurt.
Here's the
Yeah.
And
question.
if they keep winning games, G, then let me know what you think.
Here's the question that you can't legitimately ask. If they continue to play well, would you say, is this Cavs team more talented or better than that team?
No. I mean, in terms of depth, it doesn't
No,
matter.
Bull's right. LeBron,
Come on, you hit LeBron just accounts.
So,
He almost won a championship against Golden State by himself.
With Matthew Dellavedova.
I mean, he's that deal. Like, but it's closer to ask about the talent rather than 66 wins.
I hear what you're saying, but
The
it's just
66
like
not happening.
LeBron is just you can't. The comparisons are crazy. I saw what's his name? Was it Jalen Rose? Trying to argue that like Michael Jordan would beat LeBron James in one-on-one
He wouldn't.
in their primes. Are you out of your mind?
He wouldn't.
Yeah, that's an even worse comparison.
LeBron James is a tall Miles Garrett.
he's a
with I
man-child.
mean, it's
So
ridiculous.
Isaiah Thomas says it best.
Yeah.
He says, you guys, like, I don't know what the 90s babies is talking about. Jordan
Yeah.
came in the league at 84, right?
Yeah.
So he never beat the Pistons in their prime. He
Celtics.
never beat the Celtics in their prime. He never beat the Lakers in their prime. He caught them dudes in 91. That's 7 years. What happened
Right.
the first 7 years? Like, how is that just not a thing?
Yes, and by the way, if we're gonna decide the best player of all time based on the amount of championships, then Bill Russell's the best player of all time.
Kareem.
Then that's
and
it.
Robert Ory's second.
Well, no, but he's not the best. You can't say it that. Bill Russell was the best player on the teams that won.
I just
you
think-
got to be
You
the
said
best
champ-
player on
you
the
just
teams
said
that
it's
won.
champion.
I just think you have to break it down into, like,
Yeah.
me and Dustin are big into shoes, right? We own between us probably, I don't know how many pairs. Between me, us, and Tyvis, and
At
or
least
Earl,
8. At least 8 pairs.
8 pairs. Oh, you look.
I'm sorry, get my J's up
yeah,
there,
look,
man.
yeah, get the,
Between you, Tyvis, and Dustin, you yes. How many pairs of shoes?
200.
probably about 300.
300. Yeah, add me in.
between
You're up to
us?
302.
Yeah.
Oh, I have 300 myself.
See, look,
You have
I'd say at least
300 pairs of shoes.
Nah, probably 150.
Yeah, like it's
150. How many you got?
man, probably about.
I might have 300. Now that I think about it, because I have 80 pairs in my basement right now.
maybe
crazy.
maybe like 110, but I just started taking it serious. But
Do you have them cataloged?
they're in cases.
No, I got my Jordans are in cases, but like
Yeah.
I have other shoes.
They
Like,
did.
if you just want to count like my
Forces,
Hokas and my
yeah,
whatever
they're-
other stuff
yeah,
that I wear,
yeah.
I probably have like 300 pairs.
So when it comes to the cultural significance of Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
it will never be surpassed. Like
No,
Yeah,
LeBron's
sure.
brand will never pass Jordan.
of course.
It's the same reason small kids that
It's
were
a
born
legend.
5-6
Yeah.
years ago know who Michael Jackson is.
Right,
They
sure.
know to go. Like, you buy those shoes, you don't know why. You wake up and you're like, I just know that those are the cool things, and I'm gonna get them. Like,
Yeah.
and Jordan hasn't played. No, there's nobody that's seen Jordan play.
No,
Jordan's
of
last
course.
game was like
Yeah.
02. So yeah, they'll never catch him. But when it comes, I think people conflate those two. They put the cultural
You're right.
impact.
Yes.
Plus the championships, plus the mythology, and plus on top of it, back then, like you said, there was a game of the week. It wasn't no national.
Yeah,
you
right.
got the game of the week on Sunday. They played the Lakers or,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. You didn't even see none of these other guys their
Yeah.
teams play. I remember asking my dad, "Who's the Mavericks?" They had Roy
Yeah.
Tarpley.
I did hear an interesting one.
Who's the Mavericks?
Somebody asked Shaq this. Of course, you know what his answer was, but a 2-on-2 game in their primes.
So like NBA Jam.
Yeah, Shaq and
Kobe?
and Kobe against LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Oh, Shaq.
Oh, we
All
Right.
day.
Oh, look, bro, you go back in.
It's more about Shaq,
Hey,
honestly.
get in the time machine and go watch Shaq at LSU.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
It's This guy is pushing the ball. He's throwing no look pass. It's unreal, bull.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Go watch
Blue Chips.
this
Just think
man.
about
Shaq was just. It was different.
Yeah, the
Like,
acting in that movie is so bad. By the
yeah.
way.
My
If you
God.
watch it now, like I watched it
Neon
recently, Nick
Yeah.
Nolte.
Hey, what was that little power forward? What was
white
his
dude?
name? What was his name? We had
forget the
Neon.
guy's name.
We had. It was Butch McRae,
Yeah.
Good memory.
Neon Budo,
Yeah.
and what was that? You supposed to know it, McNuggets. You know the white dude.
I was responding to a Steve Becker text. I
Have
totally
you?
missed.
Tell me you've seen Blue Chips.
Yeah, great movie.
Who
Who was the white dude? What was his name?
that got the duffel bag full of money?
Oh shoot.
See,
And Bob Cousy played the athletic director.
that when he said he wanted his dad wanted a tractor. I think
That's right.
Dad wanted a tractor.
He was. Bird made a cameo in that movie.
Yeah, listen, man, Blue Chips was crazy.
I can't-
Bobby Knight was in that movie.
Yeah, he
Pacino
was
in that movie.
Yep.
A lot of cameos for sure.
That is when college basketball was its heyday. Shout out to Dot about Big Monday and Super Tuesday, Dick Vitale. Man, I used to watch Calbert Chaney and the
Dude.
Indiana against
man.
the Buckeyes.
Well, when I watched
Jim
Big
Jackson.
East basketball when I was a kid, man,
Hey.
they used to beat the crap out of each other.
Big
Ed
East-
O'Neal was in that.
He was.
Ed O'Neal
He was the
was in that.
reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the lineup here.
Big East
What was the name?
basketball.
Did we find out
Well,
the name of the?
do you remember? Well, see, here's some of the characters' names I have.
Yeah, I want the character name.
Happy, Pete,
Butch
Ed.
McRae,
Okay.
Tony, Mel, Marty, Slick. That's it.
What's the guy's name? This is crazy.
How do we not remember the white guy's name from that movie? The character. I don't know who the actor is either. But
But I, back then, boy.
yeah,
Big East basketball, Seton Hall, St.
Yeah.
John's. You definitely had all the
Villanova.
Villanova.
Providence was good back
Providence
then.
was great.
Was
back
it Ricky
then.
Rowe?
Ricky Rowe.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
it.
That was it. Ricky Rowe.
Man,
Rowe.
he was the first dude. I said, "Oh man, they got the big that was like this first stretch four."
By the way, any of you guys watch The White Shadow back in the day, or maybe in reruns? Have we talked about this?
Yeah, we
before?
talked about that on the.
It was only on for like a
video.
couple of years.
Yeah.
Mike, have you ever seen that show?
Never heard of it.
Dude, you got to go back and watch it.
I'm
There's
looking
show-
for a new show, so I'll take a
It's an
look.
old show, but it was called The White. You know the show? I can't. So it's from the 70s, I think. But
Yeah,
you got
70s.
it kind of holds up a little bit. There's a show called The White Shadow. It was about this white coach who supposedly played in the NBA for the Lakers. He gets hurt. His career ends early, and he ends up going back to his alma mater, this school in L.A., and he becomes the basketball coach there. And anyway, it's funny because it's most of the players are black, but they have one Italian
white-
guy
yeah.
on the team, and the Italian guy's name is Salami. And then there's one Jewish dude, one Puerto Rican guy whose name is Gomez. But it's funny though. It's a good show if you guys who love basketball. Go ahead, Mike.